I turned myself in on my own accord to try to get this taken care of. So I'm just hoping to see if I can get a bond today, so I can be home for Christmas. I paid the bondsman $500 to get me to court. When I called the bondsman tells me he's out of town.
I
I
don't,
don't
I
know.
don't, I don't understand why you're telling me that it's up to your bondsman to get you to court. That
So I'm
looks
going to be
like
sitting
where it
here
is.
till January 3rd.
What?
I'm going to be sitting here till January 3rd after I've been sitting in jail 10 days.
All right, guys. Today's hearing is wild. Judge Boyd is in the hot seat, deciding whether this creep gets slammed with a serious sentence or walks away with just a slap on the wrist. Why's he here? Because he couldn't take a hint, stalking, harassing, and flat out refusing to leave his ex-girlfriend alone. It got so bad, he even threatened to pew-pew himself. Clearly, he's never heard of a restraining order. They're not friendly suggestions, and courts enforce them hard. Let me know in the comments what you think his sentence should be, and if you enjoy content like this, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's dive in.
How you doing today?
Fine. Are you Mr. Kelly?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm Judge Sanders. We're just having a docket call today. That's the purpose of this. And what it is, Mr. Kelly, is that's a 2020 case that you had. And apparently, uh, the state is requesting that your probation on that case be revoked and that you.
Yes, sir. So, I bonded out on that case, correct? And I paid the bondsman $500 to get me to court. When I called the bondsman tells me he's out of town. So I called Judge Sanderfield's office 3 times. Then I called the court clerk 3 times, and I called the district attorney's office and try to get a Zoom link. They told me they couldn't give me a Zoom link on the case. So I called back my bondsman. He says, well, what you need to do is start walking. So I called my attorney, Watts, at the time, and he said there was nothing he could do for me. So 10 days ago, I just got a new job working at Kohl's, making $27 an hour. 10 days ago, on Friday the 13th, I go turn myself in to Sedgwick County to get this taken care of. And then, I guess they finally just get a hold of you guys a couple of days ago on the 20th and said that I was ready to be picked up. But I turned myself in. I did everything I was supposed to do to try to get to court on back in July. I did. I mean, I called everybody I could, tried the judge, everybody, so my bond wouldn't get revoked. And then, I turned myself in on my own accord to try to get this taken care of. So I'm just hoping to see if I can get a bond today, so I can be home for Christmas. I did do my part of turning myself in and did everything I could back in July to get here. And I just want to get this taken care of. It's a 4-year-old case, sir. And like I said, I just got a $27 an hour paying job, and I just would like to get it taken care of.
It looks like back in June, your judge revoked your bond. You failed to appear.
Yes.
The court issued a bench warrant and a no bond hold.
Yes, sir. I understand that because I didn't show up in court, but it wasn't my fault. I paid the bondsman $500 to get me here, and he couldn't get me here. It was his duty to get me here when I paid him $500. I bonded out and gave him $500 to make sure I got here. And then when he told me he couldn't get me here, I called everybody I could. The judges' chambers. I called the district attorney. I called everybody I could, and it was all documented. And I even called Mr. Watts, my lawyer at the time, and no one could help me out. But now that I got this new paying job, I turned myself in on my own accord. I figured I should at least be able to get a bond so I can I'm trying to do what's right here, by turning myself in and getting this taken care of. And
I just don't get why some people can't let go. If someone doesn't want you, move on, it's their loss. But nope. This guy goes full unhinged, making wild threats and even pulling something out of his trunk. Huge red flags. And honestly, it feels like more and more young people are doing this kind of thing lately. I don't know if it's social media or what, but maybe they need to log off for a while, or maybe we need to start setting limits. Either way, stalking and harassment aren't just bad choices, they're literal crimes. I can't wrap my head around what this guy was thinking. Let's get back into it.
I don't understand why you're telling me that it's up to your bondsman to get you to court.
Well, I paid him $500 to make sure I got here.
How much was your bond?
5,000.
Well, that's just the bondsman's fees for putting the money up for you. That's not the,
I figure that's the, well,
that's not
ain't
to
it their
pick you
job
up
to
and
make sure
haul
I
you to
get here?
court.
Ain't it their job to make sure I get to court though?
No, not unless you got some special arrangement with him, and that's nothing that the court has to do. And that's just his fee to make a bond for you so that you don't have to put up any money. Well, all right, in any event, Judge Satterfield has set that as a no bond hold. She wants to see you before she'd even consider bond, and I'm not gonna do a sideways appeal on this and overrule her. So,
So I can't get no bond.
nope, no bond. Now, what they have done is give you a special setting, expedited hearing on your case. And this is for bond revocation. And it's at 1:30 on January the 3rd. And that's to be in person.
And Your Honor,
And no bond until that time. Yes, Mr. Regier.
based off of the state's information, that is a 1 o'clock setting, but
Yeah.
I believe it is an in-person setting on January 3rd.
I thought I said that. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, it's in person, right?
That is the state's understanding, Your Honor.
Yes, I understand that too. So, that
So I'm
looks
gonna
like
be sitting
where it
here
is.
till January 3rd.
What?
I'm gonna be sitting here till January 3rd after I've been sitting in jail 10 days.
Yes. Well, I might suggest that you do. I take it that you don't have money for a lawyer, and Mr. Watts had previously represented you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what you might do, because at this point, I'm going to go ahead and reappoint him for you, is you might get a hold of him and see.
Ain't no way of getting a hold of him. I've been trying to get a hold of him for a week.
You have his number?
Yeah, I got his number. My wife got his number. My mom got his number. We all been trying to get a hold of him for a week. I've been sitting in Sedgwick County Jail for a week.
Well, I'd suggest that maybe you try to give him a call this afternoon. If in any event,
How's that gonna help me any?
well, he could maybe file an emergency motion with Judge Satterfield, because I'm not going to overrule another judge here on that.
All right, so I guess we done here then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. You're excused.
Your Honor, could you repeat the time for the January 3rd date,
Yes.
please?
It's January the 3rd at 1 p.m. and she wants that in person. So I take it that means he needs to be at the courthouse in court.
Wait a second. This guy has a new girlfriend of 4 years. That's hard to believe, and honestly kind of scary. What happens if she decides to leave? I can easily see him pulling the same obsessive behavior all over again. He says he's 24 now, which means he was about 20 when all that drama with his ex went down, and that relationship only lasted a few months to a year. If he acted like that in such a short time, I can only imagine what he might do after 4 years. And honestly, I doubt his new girlfriend even knows this is going on. Because if she did, any reasonable person would run for the hills. What about you? Would you stay with someone if you found out they had a past like this? Let's get back to it. Showerib 4. Well, that was a cute little apology from this guy. But do you think it's enough? I'm not sure if he deserves a couple of years behind bars or just a few months. Let's jump into Judge Boyd's sentencing and see what she has to say about it. Showerib 5. Do you think 10 months in jail was fair for everything this guy did to his ex-girlfriend? She was clearly traumatized. Between the stalking and him pulling out a pew-pew, it's honestly wild. Personally, I feel like he deserved a bit more time, but maybe people really can change if they put in the effort. I'm still on the fence with this one. Was justice served here, or should the sentence have been harsher? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That's going to wrap up my breakdown of this court hearing. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more cases just like this. Thanks for watching, and take care.